Ramadan is the month within which the Quran was first revealed. As such, it is also the month wherein which most Muslims attempt to complete the recitation of Al Quran from cover to cover. And when you're heading to Masjid and the view and scenery is this gorgeous, it makes sense during the year to stop and smell the roses or at least the sea breeze. But during the month of Ramadan, it makes sense to stop, enjoy the scenery, and read some Quran. Assalamu alaikum. We are nearing the end of the fast on this, the fifth day of the holy month of Ramadan 2019. We have just entered Depot Road, Cumana village, en route to Toco, where we are welcoming you now to episode 5 of the Iftar Insights series by FuzzE Events and Entertainment Limited, together with Impressions Studio.
Assalamu alaikum. We're here with Sister Nazima and at the Toco Masjid. And Sister, tell us a little of how this Jamaat started, where your number started at, and where you're at now.
Walaikum Assalam. Nice to meet you, Asma. And well, we're here at Toco Masjid. We started when maybe in about 5 or 6 years back when we first came. It was a handful of us coming from Central, and we actually spent the entire month up here. And we would come out, and we was just a container. That container is out there. We actually had Quran Tarawih that first day, and there were about 2 local brothers that came out. And it was just us. But what we did is every day we would prepare food for, like, let's say 50 people, and we would package it and distribute it in the whole in community. So much so that some of the children here who are here now, and they were not Muslims at the time, they would say, "Oh, look at Pilau man coming, the Pilau man coming," because we're dropping food, right? Not that we Pilau every day. But, and then little by little, we had that first, and we had our little Eid celebration a weekend after. And we invited the entire community as well, and people came out and they asked questions, they asked about the dressing and whatnot. And by, alhamdulillah, through the mercy of Allah, the Jamaat is about 120 now, men, women, and children. Yeah, it has really been growing, and the efforts that they make, Maulana Abdul Salam, our teacher, he always refers to this community as the Sahabas, the efforts that the Rasul made with the very first people, the first efforts. He always calls them the Sahabas of this community. So the effort is tremendous, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So at this Jamaat, we await the sound of the adhan, and that's when we will break our fast.
I firstly want to start off by saying thank you to the members of the Cumana Masjid for having us, for facilitating us and inviting us to be a part of the Iftar and Ramadan observances for 2019. I have not yet had a chance to meet with all of the brothers, but I would like to start off by saying Assalamu alaikum to Imam Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Imam.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. I'm Brother Ali from Cumana Masjid at Toco Main Road, and we just do everything as normal as we are accustomed doing it, and what we learn from we teachers, from Sister Nazima, Brother Sheikh Masood. Alhamdulillah, and so far we're enjoying the fast and things so good so far. For the 5 days it's going real good, so may Allah make it easy for the rest of brothers, inshallah, throughout the community and throughout Trinidad and Tobago and around the world. Inshallah.
Before we meet up with all of the other brothers as well, I want to ask, I know you said earlier that all of the brothers who are part of the Jamaat are not present, but you said that they will eventually get here for the Isha and Tarawih Salah, and there was a very interesting reason as to why that is. Would you mind telling everyone why that is exactly?
Well, we community did have no work really, like work-wise, so brothers had to go out to work and stuff. There's some who have little government work around, we working late, but majority of the workers, some of them had to hustle, some is fishermen. You understand? So sometimes he might even make it, some of them might make it tonight, they might see him tomorrow, inshallah, because some going to fish all night, so it just be hard on them, but Allah make it easy on them. There's some brothers working outside from the community. Sometimes it'll be kind of hard for transport to reach back in time, so it'll be kind of tough on some of the brothers, but may Allah make it easy for them, inshallah.
Speaking of brothers who don't exactly work within the community, there is also one brother who is here with us now, who is not from within this immediate community, and my eyebrows raised when I heard the distance that this brother is traveling on a daily basis or near daily basis to make it to the Jamaat here in Depot Road. Brother, I didn't catch the name earlier. It's Brother Dawood. So Brother Dawood, we are in Cumana, and Brother Dawood is from Sanssouci. To paint a better picture as to how far away that is from here, I'll pass you over now to Brother Dawood.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Dawood from Sanssouci. It's about 7 miles. But anything fala. Anything fala. If you had to walk, I would make it on a daily basis sometimes. Sometimes it's hard due to transport, but you have to be consistent. So the day I get transport, I come right now about transport, so I could be here daily. Alhamdulillah, for this Ramadan. Right, for this Ramadan, alhamdulillah, I see a lot of changes for this Ramadan. The brothers get more quiet, more humble, more understanding, more children, more families. As the brother was saying before, everybody not around now. It's a who working to transport. But Toco is a place in Grandi. It's not just again a transport to come here. So, but before the Ramadan done, they will come out there and see the whole place will be full, inshallah.
So this brother that is attempting to hide his face behind my body and is feeling that he's going to get away from the conversation is Brother Abdullah. And Brother Abdullah, what I will say to you is that I thoroughly enjoyed being able to have a date or dates and watermelon to break the fast. And I've come to understand that that is homegrown watermelon, grown right in the soil of Cumana Toco.
Yeah, that grew in Toco and is every Eid Ramadan we always serve after breaking fast watermelon and dates, also water.
And how many members of the Jamaat do you cater for on a nightly basis?
Well, normally we cater for at least 25 every evening.
Does the number get larger on the weekends?
Well, sometimes. Sometimes it get larger, sometimes it get less.
And how often do you all have guests from outside, like folks like us who from all the way down in South Trinidad popping in on you all for Salah and for Iftar?
Not so often.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for having us again.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Alisha. Thank you for sharing this moment with us and sharing the work that you do at this Jamaat. So earlier, you were telling me about Sister Samantha and the good work that she does. Could you tell us her story?
So Sister Samantha, she's a convert. Next week is going to be 1 year that she accepted Islam. Alhamdulillah, her kids, she had a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old who would come to the masjid. Every Ramadan, for Iftar, we'll cater food for not only the Muslims that are fasting, but a little extra for the neighbors. So we always have extra food. So the kids came up and they would come and they would eat and they would even stand up and pray, right? And they weren't Muslims yet, but they would keep coming. And they had an older sister who would stand up outside and wait for them, until one day Samantha came out. She wanted to know, where's your children? And she came and she came and but she has been thinking about accepting Islam. In 3 years now, she had been thinking about accepting Islam. And that Ramadan, she just came and she spoke to us and she accepted Islam immediately, right? And Alhamdulillah, Allah really, really accepts a lot of her work, a lot of her effort, because since then, in that Ramadan alone, she learned to pray, and she would pray her Taraweeh, and she learned immediately after learn to read Quran. So she can read Quran, and she also very, very eager and enthusiastic about her Islam. So she would read a lot. And right now, Samantha is taking care of our maktab currently. And Alhamdulillah, we have actually seen the progress in our children. She comes on an evening, she picks them up from school, she brings them to maktab, give them a snack, and then she does maktab with them. She does maktab with them as well as do their homework. Yeah, and
The parents probably very, very grateful for that.
very, very, very grateful. And she also prepares dinner. So she feeds them and then she drops them back off home. So she does quite a bit, just make du'as that Allah continue to accept her efforts, and this month of Ramadan, she has committed to cooking for the entire Jamaat, and we always have a little extra for the community as well. So because in this area, food is a real form of dawah because of the poverty in the area. So it is a real thing. It's something that's real, that people may not have meals to eat. So we try to make an extra effort that there are extra meals, especially in Ramadan.
Thank you very much, Sister Alisha, for sharing that heart-warming story with us. Assalamu alaikum.
So we are sitting for dinner now, and dinner is we're seated on the ground, Sunnah style, and we're eating with the original 5-piece cutlery set, but we're going to use the top 3. That being said, though, this is one of the areas where, if you didn't realize by now, from looking at some of the other productions, this is one of the areas where each of the Jamaats does it differently. Some Jamaats encourage the Sunnah style, which is the way that the Prophet upon whom be peace would have eaten, where we sit on the floor together and we eat with our hands. And obviously there are many other Jamaats where we sit at tables, or we sit on chairs or stools or whatever, and we eat at the table. And it will differ from Jamaat to Jamaat that you go to. And on that note, I will make mention of the fact that I know that the presentation tonight may have raised a couple eyebrows for for some folks who are stuck or bent or have a particular mold or mindset that it needs to be a certain way. And that being said, I will end by saying this. We spoke about the great level of community and family that exists at this masjid, and you have to understand the community needs. I've come to understand that brothers and sisters from different parts of the country were concerned about the fact that some years ago there was no masjid to pray on the stretch from Sangre Grande all the way up to Toco. So they came into the community and they started becoming active and involved. And what they found that the community needed was exactly this sort of setup. The community needed this setup where not just the men could come on one end and the women on the other end, but they needed a Jamaat that would have reflected the way that Cumana and the surrounding environs lived. And that is where there are no barriers, no barrications, the family is free to roam, and that is exactly what exists here. So you would have seen the men and the women, the sections being separated by just curtains, and the children are free to roam, and sometimes you see the sisters coming across into the men's section because it's all family and extended family at this Jamaat. And that is exactly what this community requires for the deen, and what this community requires to build the Jamaat and to build the membership. And that is exactly what Allah has provided. Alhamdulillah. And unless you are able to get out of the mold, and unless you're able to get out of your own Jamaat and come and visit the other communities and see how the communities do what they do and why they do what they do, let's hold the judgment and just try to understand, and which is exactly what this series seeks to do, to try to show you the way that all the different Jamaats do things differently, and try to uncover the reason or the motivation as to why they do it differently, the way that they do, however they do. That being said, we've come to the end. I think I've spoken enough. My wife, by the way, who also happens to be the managing director of FuzzE Entertainment, is getting a little upset with me that I'm going on, and she's hungry. So unless I am intending to lose the job tonight, this has been episode 5 of Iftar Insights. It has been a pleasure, and I say that without reservation. It has been an absolute pleasure to be at the Cumana Masjid here tonight for iftar dinner and to join in the family celebrations and observances of Ramadan. Join us tomorrow again, inshallah, for another edition of Iftar Insights. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be heading to the St. James Masjid. So things will be very different there. You can follow our videos on YouTube, FuzzE Events and Entertainment. You can check us on Facebook, FuzzE Events and Entertainment. You can also catch shares of these productions on Impression Studios, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. And you can check 103fm.tt, where they have created a separate tab for all of these Iftar Insights videos and productions. The entire series will be shown there. So thank you all for your support again, and Jazakallah khair once more to members of the Jamaat for having us. Assalamu alaikum. See you soon.